Hi everyone, welcome to card 3 in our Lavinia mail card series. My name is Julie and this is a video for Paper Flourish, the most amazing paper craft scrapbooking store. We're in Adelaide, South Australia. We have a beautiful team of staff and we all love our craft, and we love our customers. We love our customers who come in and enjoy time in classes with us and also enjoying our beautiful shop. So by doing the videos, we want to involve everyone into our beautiful store. So this is card 3 in our mail card series, and today I've decided to bring in the gel press. So if you haven't ever used a gel press, this will give you an idea of how to go about it. I like to play with everything on the gel press. Just throw things on there and see what happens. You get the most amazing prints. You never know how it's going to turn out, and that's a lot of the fun of it. And I think I've got a friend coming up to join me. Come on. There we go. Murphy's back. Hello, Murphy. So who have we got coming into our card today? We have Magnus. So what do you think of Magnus, Murphy? He's pretty good, isn't he? So Magnus is going to be on our card today, but I'm going to pop Magnus to the side for the moment because the first thing we need to do is the gel print. Now my plan is I'm going to use the 4-inch circle gel press to put I've cut out a 5.5-inch square of white multifarious card. I'm planning on putting this on like a massive big moon behind Magnus and stamping Magnus in front. So that's my plan. We'll see what happens. I've decided to go in blue tones today. I'm putting the card to the side. Now the reason I've got out this fantastic acrylic board from Lavinia is that I use this to put my gel presses on, to work on. It's really big, so it's a lot bigger than the circle, but when you get, like for example, the Lavinia gel press Boblong is a big long gel press. This is fantastic because it fits on there beautifully. So I'm taking the covers off the gel press. You ever seen one of these? It's like a wobbly jelly, I don't know what you call it, gel press. There we go. So I'm going to pop that on the plate. Now that will actually stick onto the plate. So I can tip that upside down and it's staying on the plate. Murphy's on my lap watching this very closely. What do you think of that, Murphy? All right. Now there's 2 ink pads I tend to use the most on the gel press. I will pick up a Distress Oxide if I want a lighter colour, but I love using the Lavinia Elements ink pads on the gel press. The colours are fantastic. They're vibrant. These ink pads stay wet on your gel press, so you can work lots of magic with them. I'm also going to use some of the Lavinia Mica minerals on the gel press. I really like using them to add some sparkle and shimmer through the background of the gel press. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to take the cover off my Della blue. That's the colour I've decided to go with. It's not as strong a blue colour, so I don't want a really dark background behind Magnus, but I think this will be really nice. So we ink up the brayer, just running it across so it's completely covered in the blue ink, and then I'm just going to run that over my gel press to colour it blue. Now when you see the ink go on, it looks a lot lighter than how it's going to turn out. There is a lot of ink on that gel press, but it doesn't look like it. Hey, you can see there's blue there, but it still looks pretty faint. You can add as much as you want, but there's actually already a fair bit there. To clean off your brayer, really easy. If you wanted to go from colour to colour, run it along your paper. That takes most of the ink off. And then at the end, I always give that a good wipe with a baby wipe. So we've got our blue ink. Murphy is watching this very closely. I'm not sure if you can see him or not, but he's on my lap, checking out what's going on. Oh, we're getting up on the table now. And he's found my water pot. It's got fresh water in it at the moment, but he's decided he wants to have a drink. You right there, Murphy? Yeah, you've got a nice water bowl downstairs to drink from. All right, so we could take a print just like that. End up with a lovely blue background, perfect circle on your card. But I'm going to add a little bit of something extra to the card. We do this a lot with our gel press. We use Brusho inks, and they're a dye ink. They come in a powder form. You only need the tiniest little bit. I have mixed this with water, and I've chosen the turquoise. I'm going to stay in the blue line. So take the lid off. One of my next purchases in the store will be the Lavinia Pixie Pots to pop all my Brushos in. As with everything, we collect our craft goodies bit by bit. So I have mixed, this is previously done, I've just mixed the Turquoise Brusho powder in with water. I'm going to dip my fan brush in there, take a little bit off over here, and then I'm just going to add a few spots. Not too much, you don't need much. Okay, just a little bit there. Pop that back in the water. Now, no drinking the water, Murphy. I'm just going to put a cover on that so that he doesn't drink it, because I don't really want him having Brusho dye. He'll end up with a blue mouth, won't he? So we won't do that. Okay. It's a pity you can't see him. He's right here and he's trying his best right now to get into my water pot, which I've put another use for them. The Lavinia acrylic plate. I've placed it across one of those across the water pot so he can't get in there. So now he's trying to work out how to. Now, I could again take my print like that. It'll look great. But I want to add just a little bit more movement of the ink. So this time I've got my fan brush just with plain water on it. And I'm just going to add a few dots. Not too much, just a few. And that's going to add some more movement of the ink on the press. So I'm ready now. I'm not ready now. I forgot about my Mica Minerals to add our sparkle. I've got the Metallic Bronze Mica Mineral. The plate's big enough. I'm just going to tip a tiny little bit on here. You could have this mix. Oh, that's a lot. We might just pick some of that up and pop it back in the container. You could have this mixed with water, which probably would have been a good idea, Julie. Previously mixed, like in your pixie pots, and then you've got it there to use whenever you want to. Made a real mess of that, haven't I? We're just going to go with it, I think. I now have metallic bronze flying in every direction here. Looks very pretty. Okay, let's do that. We'll fix that up after. But I do want to leave a little bit there because I do want to get some of this Mica Minerals, metallic bronze, onto my gel press. You can all have a good laugh at me, getting metallic bronze everywhere. All right, so I'm going to give that a squirt with my water. Hope you can see that, the mess that I've made. So I've just mixed it in with water, and that way I can pick it up with my fan brush and sprinkle a little bit of this onto the gel press. And that's going to add some beautiful bronze into the background of my print. So let's take the rest of that away. So I would highly recommend pre-mixing your metallic bronze in a pixie pot with some water rather than trying to do it every time. My top now has metallic bronze all over it. Well, look, a treat. Okay, so now we are ready to take our print. I could get the card and put it on top of there. However, I want to be exact as to where I want this circle to be on my card. So I'm going to place the piece of card down, 5.5 inch square of white Multifarious. I'm going to tip this over. The gel press is stuck to it. It won't come off. And then I'm going to position this. I want it just above center and in the middle from left to right. Now, once it's down, already looks good, doesn't it? But you can see straight away, this is why we pop it on one of these clear plates, because you can see what's happening. So I can see there that these parts have connected. They've printed onto the cardstock. This bit in the middle hasn't. So that's because it's paler. That shows me that the ink is not there yet. If I can press through this fantastic Lavinia plate and make sure every part prints. Can you see the bronze? It's really pretty. You'll be able to see it too when we take it off in a minute. So now I can see that that's completely printed onto my card. And now's the exciting bit. We turn it over, we peel the card off and see what's happened. Have a look at that. Can you see the bronze shining there? If I move it side to side, and hopefully you can. So you can see that where the Turquoise Brusho has worked its magic, because you've got your Della blue in the background. The little white spots are where the water droplets were. So it's added a little bit more interest. And then it's got that shimmer of metallic bronze in the background. The gel presses clean up with a baby wipe. Clean up beautifully. There is a gel plate conditioner you can get. It's a good idea just to go over your gel plates every now and again, especially if you're using them a lot, with that gel plate conditioner, just to keep them in really good condition. So we'll pop that gel press to the side now and bring back our gorgeous card. When they come off the plate, off the gel press, the cards are pretty dry already. They don't come off really wet. However, I still like to give it a quick dry with the heat tool, so I'm just going to do that now. So it's ready to stamp on. Also, I want to make sure the card's dry so our stamped image comes out really, really well. It's nice, isn't it? So you've got this really, really interesting background to work with there. You can test it out. That's pretty dry. That's dry. I love the way that bronze has worked out there. How good did that look? All right. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to stamp Magnus. This time I'm going to do this on my stamp press. So I want it to be a really, really strong image, and I'm going to do it on the stamp press just in case I decide I need to restamp it or stamp it a second time. So with my magnets, holding the cardstock in place, and let's position Magnus onto our card. I actually think I'm going to place him on quite just a little bit to the side there. Let's do that. So we place it down, we close the lid to pick up the stamp. It's now over here on the side. Now I can ink the stamp up with the Nocturne. I'm using the black Versafine Clair Nocturne ink. Give it a nice good inking. It's a really great stamp. And bring it closed and let's press that down. So let's open it up and see how I've just a little bit faint in the middle. Being on the stamp press, I can do that again. Just stamp it again. Get that little bit stronger image. Especially when I'm working with a little bit bigger stamp, I'll often get my stamp press out for it. If I'm working with smaller stamps, always use just my acrylic plates. And there we go. I think that's pretty good. Let's do a little bit just here. Maybe we can ink it up a third time. There we go. And let's close that. There we are. Now we're right. Now we've got a really nice strong image on the card. Okay, because Magnus is the main feature on our card. I'm just going to pop that to the side. I'll take that off the stamp press and place that to the side. Let's bring back the card. Right. Okay, next, what will we do next? I'm thinking of putting a tree over here. I think that could look quite nice. Trying to decide between these two. Which one am I going to go? I think I'm going to go with this one. That's the single skeleton tree. So let's put that to the card. And I'm thinking of placing it partly on, partly off the card. But I think that could look quite nice there. Now for this one, I'm actually thinking, where's a nice colour we can stamp with? Just to bring in, I'm thinking of the bronze there. I think we might stamp in Acorn. So Acorn Versafine Clair. It's a bit of a browny red sort of bronzy colour. So let's give that a go. I'm going to put the tree onto the Lavinia plate this time. Could do it on the stamp press, but I've decided to bring in the plate. This is a great size, the long one, especially for your trees. If you're stamping the jellyfish, Jellandar, great plate to have for that. I'm going to ink up the tree. Alright, here we go. And let's stamp that onto the side. So I'm going to leave part of it off the side of the card, but get most of it on the card. Give that a good press. There we go. So now we've got our tree on the side. I think I'm just going to go with the one. You could, oh, I'm thinking about it. Do we do another one here? No, I don't think so. I think I'm just going to go with the one there. Okay, so that's our single skeleton tree. The card. What are we going to do next? A little bit of stenciling might be nice. Just a little bit of light stenciling in places around the card. So which stencil am I going to use? I'm just going to get my stencils and I will be right back. Okay, I've got my stencils in hand. So I think I might use a bit of this one. This is the block print stencil. Not sure how it's going to turn out, but we're going to give it a try. Nice big stencil, it's huge. And I only want to do just a couple of little touches of stenciling. I've got some Distress Oxides here, so I think I might use one of those. And I think I'm going to go with Weathered Wood. It's only a very light blue, so it'll just be in the background of the card, but add just that little bit of interest to it. So let's position that. And I'm thinking of putting a little bit up here in the top corner. I'm going to go with my big stencil brush this time, the 1-inch one. Take a little bit off there on the side and just some light stenciling. Let's see how that looks. Oh, that's different, isn't it? I suppose that's okay. And we might just do a little bit down here. Maybe into this corner. All right, let's bring it a little bit down here. Let's just try it and see how it works out. I say to my classes, if it doesn't work out, you've always got the other side of your cards. You can always have a play on that one. All right, that's a bit different. Bit of interest to the background happening there. I'm not going to do any more than that. That's enough for stenciling. Okay, we might do a border, go around the edges with a blue, and this time I'm going to go a little bit darker, a little bit deeper shade. We've got Stormy Sky, still going into sort of the grey blues, so I think we might go with that. And I'm going to pick up my size 7 medium size stencil brush for this. You can see here it's a little bit bluer. You can see that a bit bluer than the colours we've been working with, but kind of ties in with your Della blue. And all we're going to do is catch the edges and go round. Just to bring in that darker edge. We don't want to overshadow Magnus. He's the big feature on this card. So if you haven't had a chance to play with a gel press, definitely something to put on your list to get. They are so much fun. You can do so much to them. You can use the Lavinia sprays on your gel press. They work really nicely. I said your Mica minerals mixed with water, your Brushos. So much you can do. I say just try it out and see what happens. But I really love using those Mica minerals to add that bit of sparkle into your background. All right, almost there around the edge. There we go. And I think that's sort of helped to tie in the stenciling and everything, hasn't it? All right. Put that one aside. Stormy Sky that was. Distress Oxide ink. And again, I'm not thinking of doing too much more to this. I think you've got your beautiful circle, got a tree there We've got Magnus happening there. Couple of other things we could add. Of course, our sentiment. Where's the Heartfelt verses? What have we got happening there? So you've got with love, just for you, birthday wishes. We might put a with love. We might pop it up in the top corner. This one, I'm thinking of going with a decisions. Thinking of a nice blue, maybe something like Twilight, or I might go with Acorn. Let's do the same as the tree. It's a really nice sort of browny colour, isn't it, that Acorn? With love, let's pop it up here in the top corner. There we go. It's quite nice up there. And one more thing, I think we might just add just a few dots with our Posca pen around the card. I've picked up here metallic blue, very fine. Now when you're working with a Posca pen, don't press down on it because the paint will come out. They're a paint pen. Just lightly tap, just lightly dot. You only have to just really lightly touch it and that will work. Now I'm not going to put a heap of these on the card, but I'm thinking the areas that don't have the stenciling, maybe up here, we might just try a few up here. Not too many, just some random spots. But they can add just that little bit extra into your card too, which is nice. Just around the edge. See how I'm just lightly touching that. Just going to bring it just slightly over into the stenciling. I think that might do. Maybe one there. And there's our cards. So card number 3 in our Lavinia Cards for Mail series. So I hope you're enjoying this. I hope it's giving you lovely ideas and great ideas to get your stamps out and make those cards not only for females but also for males. Have a fantastic day, everyone. Thanks so much for watching. We are listing all of the products used that I've used today. They are listing in the description of the video. So have a look at that, and I've listed all the colours and everything that I've used. Have a great day, and I'll be back again very soon with card number 4. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy your day.